What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another World of Warcraft video for the War Within, and today we're talking about patch 11.0.5, also known as the anniversary event for the 20th anniversary for World of Warcraft. Now this anniversary will be very different from the other anniversaries we have had in the past, because the entire patch is based around this anniversary event. That also means you have a lot more time this time around to actually get whatever you are looking for from the event itself, whether that is mount, the recolored or the remade tier sets, the tier 2 sets for example. If you want to get those, you have a lot more time this time around to actually grind out the tokens you need to get them. And I'm just gonna say, you will probably want to start grinding as soon as possible, even though you do have a lot of time. Like, the more items you want from the event, the sooner you should start. You are kind of capped on how many tokens you can get on a weekly basis, up until a certain point. Now, in this video today, we'll be talking about how many tokens you can get per week, and kind of give you guys a checklist, or a list of activities you want to do on a weekly basis to min-max the amount of tokens you can actually get. Now, after getting 100 tokens in patch 11.0.5, the bronze celebration tokens, you can now start farming tokens. So the initial grind will be to get yourself to 100 tokens by doing weekly activities, one-time activities, just basically grinding out 100 tokens through whatever means necessary. Once you get to 100 tokens, you can then start farming world bosses, for example, farming the BRD raid, doing that on several characters, and that now has a chance to give you tokens when doing those activities, because of an achievement you can get in patch 11.0.5. Now, before we get further into that, let's just take a look at the Wowhead article about the bronze tokens, the bronze celebration tokens, and how to get them. Now, I have kind of calculated roughly how many you can get per week. It's a little bit hard to calculate exactly how many, but it's definitely possible. But I'll be giving you a very rough amount you can get per week and how to get them as well. So scrolling down here, we have the bronze celebration tokens, 20th anniversary, event currency, how to obtain them, and the rewards from them. We're not going to be focusing too much on the rewards here, because you can buy a huge variety of things. You can buy all the transmog items that are now remade and re-put into the items that you can buy for this currency. We have the tier 2 remade set, we have mounts, we have pets, we have like cosmetic type of items that are not transmogs, but like on-use items to turn into Van Cleef and stuff like that. So you have a lot of things you can spend this currency on. Now let's talk about exactly how to get this currency. So how to obtain bronze celebration tokens. These are currently known means of obtaining the bronze celebration tokens, and some activities are not available for testing on the PTR, such as the guest relations secret finding event, which starts in week 2 by the way, so that might give you more tokens, but we're not going to be focusing on that part. So if that gives you tokens in week 2, that's just going to be a bonus. Now, as of the time of the post, you can obtain bronze celebration tokens from completing several weekly activities in Castle Gar, and completing a few one-time quests at the anniversary itself. You also have some weekly quests at the anniversary event location as well. Now, from one-time sources, we have the following. The first completion of the anniversary introduction quest meet and greet will give you 4 tokens, and the first completion of the Blackrock Depths quest Truth of the Dark Irons will give you 5 tokens. Now, having tested this on the PTR, we have more introduction quests that will give you one-time rewards, which we'll take a look at in a little bit. Now, completing the daily anniversary quest Celebrate Good Fun grants 3 every single day. This is outdated by the way, has been tested recently on the PTR, and it now gives you 3 like it does in the past, but it's a once per week. Like, it's still going to be a daily quest, but you only get the currency reward from it once every single week. So even though it's a daily quest you can do every single day for the buff, for example, it gives you a reputation buff, experience buff, you only get the currency once per week. That is like on your warband as well. If you do it on multiple alts, doesn't matter, you only get the currency once per week. Now, completing weekly activities in Castle Gar grants you 1 token each, and that counts for special assignments, which you get 2 of every single week. You have the Theatre Troupe, you have Awakening the Machine, you have Wax Collecting, Spreading the Light, and the Severed Threads Pact. So you really want to make sure you're doing those events, which probably you're doing it already, but if you have maxed out Renown, then maybe you have stopped doing them. Well, now you have a reason reason to go back and do them one more time. Now, doing these activities, that's super fast, it shouldn't really take you long at all. We're talking like 15, 20, 30 minutes, depending on what type of gear you have and the route you use. Now, completing the weekly quest in Castlegar also gives you 2 each, and this includes the weekly Castlegar meta quest, such as Archives Seeking History, and the Call of the World Souls, as well as quests from the weekly calendar event, such as a Call to Delves. Now, you also have the fact that completing 20th anniversary weekly quest gives you 3 each. So even though they want you to be able to get these currencies by not even interacting with the event, you can just keep doing your regular War Within gameplay and you will get this currency passively. That being said, if you want to hyper farm this currency, like these weeklies is a way to do so, it gives you 3 tokens per weekly. This includes the returning anniversary weekly quest, so the originals, and you also have Soldier of Time, as well as a new quest for the 20th anniversary event in specific, which is Chromie's Codex, an original path through time, and disturbance detected in Blackrock Depth. And you also have the quest Timely Gatecrashers was updated to include the 2 new world bosses for the 20th anniversary event, Archivon and Shah of Anger. Now, over here you can also see that earning 100 bronze celebration tokens will give you the achievement Token Collector, which will now allow repeatable activities during the event. So the reward here is that bronze celebration tokens now drop from repeatable 20th anniversary activities, which is, for example, if you're killing world bosses over and over again, if you're doing Blackrock Depth, or any other repeatable activities in the event itself will now give you tokens, so you can start actually farming tokens instead of just doing these weeklies and those dailies and the one-time quests. Now, based on this post, we have we can take a look at how many tokens you can get per week, and I've made kind of a guesstimation here based on the quests we have available on the PTR and the list that Wowhead gave us, and this is what we're looking at. So for one-time quest, we're looking at 15 tokens. For event weekly quest, we're looking at 18 tokens, and for Castlegar weekly activities, you get 1 per event and 2 per weekly quest. Now, we have 7 of those events, as we talked about on the Wowhead post. There's 7 events, so you get 1 each, so up to 7 right there, and you can also get up to 8 from the weeklies. Now, this one is a little bit questionable. It depends on if the PvP quest actually counts. So if the PvP quest, which is a meta quest and a weekly quest, if that one also gives you 3 tokens, we're looking at 4 meta quests every single week that you can do to get this currency. That means we have 4 quests multiplied by 2, so 8 of them. That would give you 15 in total from Castlegar weekly activities and 18 from event weekly activities. This will give you about 48 tokens for the first week and 33 tokens every single week after that. This means after 2 weeks you are very close to actually getting to 100 tokens, which means most people will probably get to that 100 token mark for the achievement in week 3, at the start of week 3. So using the numbers on the screen right now, you can kind of have an idea of how many tokens you should be getting in week 1 and also in week 2, and by week 3, like during week 3, you'll get to 100 tokens, and at that point you can start farming tokens. So past 100 tokens, it doesn't really matter anymore how many you get per week, because once again, you can literally trade your time and farm tokens. The only thing you really care about is getting to 100 tokens as effectively as you can for the first couple of weeks, so doing all of those activities, and this kind of gives you a token amount to aim for. Now, the one-time quest, the 15 tokens right there, will only be available one time throughout the entire event, and apart from that, just focus on doing your weekly activities. That means all of the weekly quests you have access to at the event itself, do those every single week, and also do the Castlegar weekly activities once per week as well. Now, even though you can't do this multiple times, like even though you have several characters, you only get the currency once per quest per week per warband, so you can't cheese this by having 10 alts for example and just grind it out. You will only get the currency once on your account every single week if it's a weekly quest. Now, what I was gonna say here is that even though you can only get those tokens once per account, you can still kind of spread this out. You don't have to do everything on the same character. So for me, for example, my main doesn't benefit at all from doing the Castle Gar weekly activities. You can do that on a newly leveled up alt. That way you can get some gear at the same time as doing your activities and getting that currency. Either way, this video was made and published 1 day before the event goes public, so we'll see when the event is out, like how many tokens you can actually get in week 1 and week 2, but this list right here kind of gives you an idea of how many you should aim to get in both week 1 and week 2. Now apart from that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know when the event is out how many tokens you've been able to get in week 1. I will be doing everything when it comes to the anniversary event myself in week 1 and see how many tokens I can actually get by doing absolutely everything, because I want to get those tier 2 sets for every single class. So for me, I'm going to be absolutely grinding out this new currency. Either way, that's the video for today, so hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like down below, and I'm excited, man, for this new patch. It's like 11.0.5. It's not even a full patch, but it has so much content, and I'm excited to see the anniversary event being so huge and giving so much. Either way, thank you for watching, I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you again in the next video very soon.